Peace. This is S.S.Oracle, Shadow and Soul Oracle. This is Savvy. I'm going to do a general reading, okay? The most high vibrational message for a collective or for the individual. If it resonates, take it. If not, leave it. All right, I'm going to start off with tarot. I don't know what I'm pulling today. Okay, like I like doing threes, threes, but let's just see. We'll start with tarot to get the basic situation. What's going on? Okay, we have a hangman. There's a lot of perspective shifting happening right now for everybody, no matter what your level of consciousness is or what you're doing in life or whatever. Okay, there's a lot of needing to change what you consider to be true, what you understand is truth. We have the King of Swords. Yeah. Air signs here. This is like an internal thing here too. It's like what you say to yourself, your internal dialogue. Someone could be readjusting their own internal dialogue. We have Two of Cups as I talk about dialogue. Yeah. This is like inner harmony. Someone having a perspective of how to have a better inner harmonious connection within themselves, and potentially this having an effect on external relationships too, and seeking love relationships. I was kind of wanting to do hoping I picked up on a relationship reading, so maybe this will lead to that. But this is somebody that's been assessing their own perspectives of what harmony is and what union looks like, which is a good thing, really good thing. Okay, maturing the perspective of what a healthy, harmonious connection or relationship looks like. All right, where's this going? Under the hangman, we have a Nine of Pentacles. So someone's realizing that their self-worth, self-value, their sense of independence is tied to this inner harmony, right? So it's like wanting to feel sufficient, self-sufficient, wanting to feel self-empowered. Like that's going to come from reassessing the beliefs of what relationship is and harmony is. And I think one of the main things here is like you don't need to have a romantic partner or a friendship to develop a strong sense of self. I think maybe that this King of Swords energy here in the past may have been caught up in feeling like they needed a reflection, or feeling like they needed another person to show them who they are, like they didn't feel worthy or didn't see themselves unless they were with another person. And so they're going to come into this realization that they can be in this energy, this self-sufficient, independent, self-made kind of energy without that. Right? That your self-worth and your self-image is not dependent on the reflection that you share with another person in a relationship. It's not dependent on that. So maybe someone is shifting out of the energy of codependency. We have a Page of Swords right under the King of Swords. Yeah, maybe in the past you just kind of were a little, I want to say eager, although this is a page. It's just like, someone who may talk a lot about what they want as far as like their own life path and things like that, or even they're talking about what they want in relationships or want from relationships, but it's more so, it's not matured. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's like a person that doesn't really know how to be motivated from within. You know what I mean? Like they get there. It's like watching other people who are self-made, but they have not really gone through a process or gone through experiences that lead to what it actually means to be self-made. So it's like maybe they're picking up, you've picked up, or the person that I'm reading for, whether it's you or someone else, right? It's like they've picked up on information and knowledge and even verbiage on how to talk like they're independent or confident or self-made, but it's like you're not there yet. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm looking at here. The Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. It's like you talk like you're that, but you're not really that. Okay, and that's why like a lot of the relationships you have been in or this person has been in have been codependent, because they haven't understood what it takes to really get to a point of self-sufficiency or being self-made or having that strong relationships in and within yourself to where you don't need or expect validation or acceptance from others. We have a King of Cups underneath the Two of Cups. Right, so someone is mastering or their how they feel, mastering their feelings, or really getting into emotional intelligence and emotional awareness, emotional regulation. Okay, empathy, what it really means to have empathy and be empathic. I see this as the same person here. I don't see this as an additional person, but maybe there was a King of Cups, right, in relationship to this King of Swords that helped see or helped them realize that there's more to cups, right? More to relationships than just your ideas about them and what you think about them. Okay, like there's actually, you have to actually put your self into the relationship, not your ideas. Maybe that's important for somebody to hear. Right, let me get 3 more of these. Okay, what's this one? We have a Seven of Swords. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that you may have been looking at, or this person was looking at, as far as being inspired and influenced, like again, looking at self-made people, they didn't realize that some people who were in that may have gotten there or gotten to that point with some form of lies and deception too. Like where it's like on the surface, it looks like people who are self-made have a lot of connections and have a lot of, like they just seem like they're just doing so well for themselves. But underneath that sometimes is deception. And that's what I'm getting here. This is on the line with the Hangman, 9 of Pentacles, and then 7 of Swords, where it's like someone had to change how they see what it looks like to be self-made. Okay. And how just because it looks like people have healthy relationships with other people doesn't mean they have healthy relationships with themselves, right? And I guess you find that out after relationships haven't gone well, or there's been static in relationships and things like that, and you realize like the element that's missing is there has to be a strong relationship with the self, right? You don't use relationships to compensate for any lacks or voids you may feel within yourself. What is this? The Knight of Cups underneath the Page of Swords. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I think there is a King of Cups energy. So we're dealing with some type of air sign. This could be any sign, but we're dealing with an air sign here that could be in a connection or friendship or something with the King of Cups. And this King of Swords energy is finally getting to the point where they want to approach, someone who may have a lot more knowledge or awareness of what relationship looks like, right? A King of Cups knows all about, my bad. King of Cups knows all about the Two of Cups, right? They know about that. So someone has humbled themselves, being in this hangman energy, has humbled themselves to want to seek out relationship or connection with someone who can help them understand, the importance of an internal relationship with self, and then what it means to share that with others, and not get caught up in the illusions of being self-made and just doing it all on your own, or because people don't really be doing it on their own. People have all types of support systems. Like there's context to that, and I think that's what this Page of Swords was too, when I was saying like they get caught up in certain images or verbiage of what it means to be self-made. And it's like, you think like celebrities who claim to be self-made, like you have a whole team of people behind you. And then you have some family too. Like, let's not get, you know what I mean? Like we say self-made, where it's like you had to go through the obstacles and you had to, you had to get up every day and be disciplined or make certain decisions and make difficult decisions. Like, yeah, that part of it is self-made, but you got God, you got a team full of people. You may have assistants, you may have friends or colleagues or something. Like, you're not really self-made if you got people behind you and with you, next to you, who are there for you and help you achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. Like, that's not like, there's context to it. You see what I mean? And I think this King of Swords was at a point, functioning in their Page of Swords energy, where it was like they built up this image of knowing, of know-how that wasn't all the way matured, so they've had to change their perspective. Let me get one more under the King of Cups. Oh, that's a lot. It was the Ace of Swords that fell, but it was too many cards. All right. So that's coming out as the truth here, where it's like your idea of what it means to be self-made and what it means to be in relationship has been askewed, and the perspective is changing. We have this Five of Cups. I was kind of waiting for something like that to come out, because this is speaking to failed relationships, or relationships that have had to end. All right, ideas of relationships that had to fall. You see those three cups there that are in front of them, that are down. Three of Cups represents harmony and relationship and celebration. So certain relationships had to come down, but you see those two cups behind them, and that two cups, I feel, is this two cups, where it's like there is hope. Okay, whether it might be sorrow and despair and sadness, and even, feelings of heartbreak from relationships that didn't work, or ideas of relationships that you thought were solid or harmonious or not, you still have behind you, or even within you, a union to be addressed, right? Or a union to be worked on, or a perspective, again, to be shifted on what relationship looks like for you. Like, all hope is not lost. You still got something behind you here. Okay, let me pull, let's do a Starseed. Let's do a Starseed Oracle here. Yeah, this is great. This is good. This is good. We have to dispel those illusions, the illusions of what we think success looks like, what love looks like, what being self-made looks like. We gotta cut through those illusions. There's a lot of swords here. And again, we could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We got Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Yeah. Like, everything that you need to know or would like to know comes from the genuine curiosities and questions you have within yourself. So you get curious about yourself. Get curious about yourself. Ask yourself more why questions. Right? Why am I like this? Why do I want this? Why do I feel these things? Why is this important to me? You know what I mean? Instead of asking why are other people the way that they are, ask yourself why you are the way that you are. Right? Your inner intelligence. There's a lot to explore within the self. You are your own universe. Right? Unity, universe, like that's oneness. Right? So knowing yourself, get curious about yourself. Don't make it about what's wrong with other people. Get more clarity about what's going on within you and your desires and your, ideas. Where did they come from? Okay. Let me get one more of these. Breath of the Cosmos. So we got Child of the Cosmos and Breath of the Cosmos here. Interesting. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Yeah, take care of what's inside of you. Connect with your higher power, your source. Whatever your higher power is, whether you call that God, universe, the divine, I don't know. But, you have to become more centered in that. Let that be where you're centered, like not necessarily external relationships, but centered within yourself, centered within something that exists beyond and around you, that's with you all the time. Because when we're by ourselves, right, when there's like not another person there, we're with that universe, we're with that higher power. And so we have to cultivate a relationship with that, to feel connected to something, so that we're not dependent on external relationships or ideals of what those things are. Okay. A lot of breath work necessary here too, dealing with earth, air sign, right? Air sign energy, water sign energy. It takes a lot of learning to breathe within yourself, getting acclimated and connected to your breath. All right. That may help to alleviate a lot of the overthinking too, when you're working on your breath. Let me pull one of these just for some metaphysical energy. I'm going to pull one of these sacred geometries, just one, to see where energy could be focused. Aside from with the breath, we have integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in balance, in a balanced symphony of life. Number 30 could be significant. So this is dealing with this is like the shadow aspects of self. Like maybe those things that you criticize about other people and their relationships, like that could be projection too. Things that you critique in other people, it could be a form of projection. So possibly look into that. All right. And understand that any aspect of self that you've been has brought you to this point. So it's like even our shadows and our negative sides or our lower natures lead us into needing to heal or needing to transmute and needing to, evolve. So don't shame yourself or hold onto resentments or regrets about any decisions that you may have made in relationships or for yourself, because those are learning experiences, right? Those aspects of self help us learn more about ourselves. All right. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the services I have to offer, just click the link in the description. Peace.